They were warriors of God, knights who vowed to protect pilgrims in the Holy Land. But soon, whispers began to spread, that these holy men weren't only serving Christ, but something far darker. From humble monks, they rose into one of the most powerful organizations on earth. They controlled lands, built castles, guarded kings, and even created the world's first international banking system. Yet behind their white mantles, rumors swirled, secret initiation rituals, forbidden knowledge, even devil worship. And then, as quickly as they rose, they were destroyed, tortured, burned at the stake, wiped from history almost overnight. But why? Were they really protectors of Christ, or the world's most dangerous secret society? So before we dive in, make sure you subscribe so you never miss the untold chapters of history. The year is 1099. Europe is still recovering from centuries of conflict. The First Crusade has ended, leaving a trail of blood across lands, but Jerusalem, the city of Christ, is finally under Christian control. For thousands of pilgrims, this is a journey of faith and hope. But the roads are treacherous. Bandits lie in wait, armies clash along the way, and disease spreads like wildfire. Many pilgrims never reach their destination, their dreams ending in the dust of the desert. Amid this chaos, a man named Jacques de Molay had a vision. He gathered a small group of knights, men willing to dedicate their lives to protect the innocent travelers. They were not powerful nobles, nor wealthy warriors. They were humble, ordinary men armed with courage and faith. These knights vowed poverty, chastity, and obedience. They lived simply, enduring hunger, thirst, and harsh climates. They set up camp near the ruins of Solomon's Temple, a place full of mystery, legend, and history. Their home was modest, their tools simple, but their purpose was clear: protect those who journeyed for God. At first, they were almost invisible, just a few men in white robes marked with a red cross, walking among pilgrims and soldiers. Yet in these quiet beginnings, something extraordinary was taking shape. This brotherhood of humble knights would soon rise above kings and kingdoms. They would become a force feared in battle, trusted by popes, and envied by kings. They would guard secrets, amass wealth, and command armies. They would become known as the Knights Templar. And the question lingered in the air, even then: how could a small band of poor monks rise to wield such unimaginable power, shaping the fate of nations for centuries to come? The Knights Templar began as a small, humble brotherhood near the ruins of Solomon's Temple. But in 1129, their lives changed forever. At the Council of Troyes, the Catholic Church officially recognized their order, giving them legitimacy, protection, and the blessing of God Himself. One of the most powerful churchmen of the age, Bernard of Clairvaux, called them the perfect soldiers of Christ, monks who could fight and die for their faith. His word spread across Europe, and soon the Templars were no longer invisible. Nobles donated lands and castles. Recruits poured in, drawn by the promise of honor, faith, and adventure. The Templars grew from a handful of knights into a formidable force, respected by kings and feared by enemies. Their rise was not just in wealth or numbers, it was in reputation. They became the elite shock troops of Christendom, stepping into battles where others would hesitate. During the Second Crusade, 1147 to 1149, they defended pilgrims and fortified castles across the Holy Land. Their discipline and courage made them legends. But it was the Battle of Montcassard in 1177 that cemented their fame. Facing Saladin's army of 26,000 men, only 500 Templars and a small Christian force stood against the overwhelming odds. The Templars fought with unmatched skill and relentless ferocity, helping secure a stunning victory that would echo through history. Stories spread of their fearlessness, knights who charged into battle with unshakable discipline, who fought with religious zeal, and who would rather die than retreat. To their enemies, they were merciless. To Christians, they were heroes. And yet, the same power that inspired awe also sowed fear. How could a small band of monks rise to such untouchable heights? How could they influence kings, shape battles, and hold sway over entire regions? The Knights Templar were no longer mere protectors of pilgrims. They were a force the world had never seen before, disciplined, devout, and unstoppable. The Knights Templar were no longer just soldiers of God. They had become something far greater, a force that shaped the economy, politics, and power across Europe and the Holy Land. They invented what some historians call the first international banking system. Pilgrims traveling from Europe could deposit their money with the Templars before leaving home, and withdraw it safely in Jerusalem. Their trust and reliability became legendary. But their influence didn't stop there. Nobles, kings, and even popes granted them vast lands, castles, and immense wealth. Templars owned farms, vineyards, and entire villages. They collected rents, taxes, and tithes, building a network of resources that rivaled kingdoms. They also controlled fleets of ships that carried not only pilgrims but trade goods across the Mediterranean. They were merchants, bankers, and protectors, all in one. And yet, their power came with secrecy. The Templars answered only to the Pope, not to kings, nobles, or local authorities. They held their councils behind closed doors, guarded their treasures fiercely, and kept their operations hidden. This combination of wealth, autonomy, and secrecy made them both admired and feared. Kings envied them. Nobles whispered about their hidden treasures. And the people wondered, how could a small brotherhood of monks wield such influence over the world? The Knights Templar had transformed from humble guardians of pilgrims into a medieval empire, unstoppable, enigmatic, and shrouded in mystery. And as their fortunes grew, so did the whispers, the rumors of forbidden knowledge, secret rituals, and dark powers lurking behind their white cloaks. As the Knights Templar grew in power, whispers began to follow them like shadows. Some claimed their initiations were not what they seemed. Pilgrims and outsiders told stories of knights spitting on the cross, or committing acts that seemed to mock their sacred vows. Even more shocking were rumors of a mysterious idol known as Baphomet. Some chronicles, including confessions extracted under torture, claimed Templars bowed before this enigmatic figure. Was it a pagan relic? A symbol of the devil? Or simply a misunderstood artifact? Historians still debate the truth. The order's secrecy only fueled these suspicions. Meetings were closed to outsiders. Rituals were conducted behind locked doors. Knights swore oaths of obedience that bound them to each other above all else, even above kings and popes. To the public, it seemed as though they were hiding something dangerous, forbidden, and perhaps, unholy. And then there were the legends of hidden relics. Many believed the Templars had discovered the Holy Grail, the Cup of Christ, during excavations under the ruins of Solomon's Temple. Others claim they found the Ark of the Covenant, its power and mystery hidden from the world. The Templars were also rumored to have immense hidden treasures. Some say gold and sacred artifacts were spirited away before their downfall, secreted in castles across France, Scotland, or even in the mysterious depths of Oak Island, waiting for a future generation to uncover them. Some historians argue these stories were exaggerated by enemies. Others insist that a few artifacts, perhaps even dangerous knowledge, might have truly been hidden. Whatever the truth, these legends created an aura of fear and fascination that has never faded. The Knights Templar had become more than warriors or bankers. They were now the subjects of myth, rumor, and fear. To some, they were saints, to others, heretics. Their secrecy, power, and mysterious rituals left a question hanging in the air that would echo for centuries. What did the Templars truly know, and what did they hide from the world? The Knights Templar had become legends of the battlefield. Their white mantles and red crosses struck fear into enemies and inspired awe among Christians. They were disciplined, fearless, and relentless, the elite warriors of the Crusades. But even legends can fall. In 1187, the world changed forever at the Battle of Hattin. Saladin, the brilliant Muslim leader, commanded an army vastly larger than the Christian forces. The Templars, though courageous, were surrounded, outnumbered, and trapped under the blazing sun. Thousands of knights fought to the last man, but many were captured. The survivors faced execution, beheadings, or enslavement. Their defeat at Hattin sent shockwaves through Christendom. The holy city of Jerusalem was lost, and the Templars' carefully built dream of a Christian stronghold in the Holy Land began to crumble. For over a century, the Templars continued to fight, defending castles, escorting pilgrims, and attempting to reclaim lost territories. Yet one by one, the Crusader strongholds fell. The fall of Acre in 1291 marked the end of the Crusader states. The Templars were no longer warriors with a purpose in the Holy Land. Their mission to protect pilgrims and Christian territories had failed. And yet, their wealth and power remained. Though defeated on the battlefield, their castles, treasures, and banking empire endured, making them both envied and feared by kings and nobles across Europe. The great warriors of Christendom had been humbled, brought low by the unstoppable forces of history. And this set the stage for their ultimate downfall, orchestrated not by enemies in battle, but by ambition, greed, and political intrigue. By the early 1300s, the Knights Templar were powerful beyond imagination. They controlled vast lands, wealth that rivaled kings, and influence that shook Europe. But power breeds envy, and King Philip IV of France had a debt he could not repay. On Friday, October 13, 1307, Philip struck. Templar knights across France were arrested simultaneously, their homes and castles seized. It was a massacre of trust and betrayal, executed under the shadow of law, but fueled by greed and fear. The charges were shocking: heresy, devil worship, corruption, and blasphemy. Many knights were accused of spitting on the cross during initiation, worshipping a mysterious idol called Baphomet, and engaging in acts that defied God. Under torture, knights confessed to crimes they may not have committed. Confessions were twisted into evidence. Some maintained their innocence to the end, dying bravely rather than betraying their oath. The Pope, Clement V, pressured by Philip, officially dissolved the order in 1312. What had once been the most powerful and respected order in Christendom was erased by royal decree. And yet, the story did not end there. The last Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was executed in 1314, burned alive in Paris. As he stood on the pyre, he reportedly cursed the king and the pope, proclaiming that they would meet divine justice within the year. Legend says both men died soon after. The betrayal, the torture, the sudden destruction of a centuries-old order shocked Europe. The Knights Templar, once untouchable, had been brought down not by enemies on the battlefield, but by greed, fear, and political ambition. And the question lingers to this day: were the Templars guilty of the crimes they were accused of, or was this the calculated destruction of a threat that no king could control? The Knights Templar had been destroyed, or so the world believed. But legends refused to die. Some say the surviving Templars fled to Scotland, finding refuge in the Highlands. Others claim they became the foundation of the Freemasons, embedding their rituals, symbols, and secrecy into a new brotherhood that would endure for centuries. Conspiracy theorists take it even further, linking the Templars to the Illuminati, secret societies, and clandestine networks that still influence politics and power today. While these claims are debated, one fact remains undeniable: the Templars left an indelible mark on history and culture. Look closely, and you'll find their influence everywhere. Cathedrals, castles, and even city streets echo the symbols they cherished. Some argue that elements of U.S. history, architecture, and governance were subtly inspired by their order. And their myth continues to captivate the world. From Dan Brown's Da Vinci Code to Assassin's Creed, the story of the Knights Templar fuels our imagination, blending history, mystery, and adventure. The Templars may have vanished from history, but their shadow endures, a whisper of power, secrecy, and legend that refuses to fade. The question remains, echoing through centuries: did the Knights Templar truly disappear, or are they still out there, guarding secrets the world is not yet ready to discover? The story of the Knights Templar is a journey unlike any other. From a handful of humble monks protecting pilgrims, they rose to become the richest, most powerful warriors of Christendom. They commanded armies, controlled lands, amassed vast wealth, and shaped the destiny of nations. Yet in a single generation, all of their glory was stripped away. They were accused of heresy, tortured, and executed, their order dissolved, and their secrets buried in the shadows of history. But legends refused to die. Whispers of hidden treasures, secret rituals, and mysterious relics still haunt castles, churches, and old manuscripts. Some say their influence continues, hidden in symbols, architecture, and even secret societies like the Freemasons. The Knights Templar were not just warriors, bankers, or monks. They were guardians of secrets, pioneers of power, and the architects of legends that continue to captivate the world. And now, centuries later, we are left with the haunting question. Were the Knights Templar truly protectors of Christ, or something far darker? And if they survived, could they still be among us today, guarding secrets the world is not yet ready to uncover? Perhaps the truth will never be fully known. But one thing is certain, their shadow, their legend, and their mystery will endure forever, echoing through time, inspiring awe, fear, and fascination in all who dare to look closely. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss the next chapter of history.